Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Marvel Contest of Champions, and for today's video I want to focus on solely one very specific ability of Namor, the next character to join the Contest of Champions, because he has one ability that's gotten a lot of people excited because it has some very advantageous effects. Specifically, the ones that I want to talk about in this video is the fact that this guy is going to make Namor a hard counter to basically bleed immune champions that are not robots. Now, it's a very specific, I know, area, but the main effect is that thing that people have been talking a lot about is that this guy is going to be a very great counter for characters like Korg and Thing, who are very good when it comes to defense, and having someone who can take them out a little bit faster is absolutely amazing. Now, the specific ability that I want to talk about is Outrage. Now, basically the way this ability works is about every 3 seconds, can be less depending on some specific details, but I won't go too far into that. But basically every 3 seconds he will gain 1 stack of Outrage. He can also gain more stacks of Outrage every time he's affected by a bleed or a stun debuff, or anytime he fails to deliver a bleed debuff to his enemy. Anytime any of those happens, he will gain an extra stack of Outrage on top of the every 3 seconds gathering a stack of Outrage. So he can gather up a lot of Outrage against characters like Korg and Thing very, very fast. And now, while that on its own may not sound super great, what this leads to is absolutely amazing. When you the more stacks of Outrage that you gather, the greater your damage output is increased, now up to 240% when you have all 30 stacks, which is how high you can go. But when you have all 30 stacks, your damage output is just increased by an amazing amount, allowing for a lot of damage to be put up against characters like Korg and Thing. But on top of that, you also get an amazing power increase, or a power level increase. So when you get 15 stacks of Outrage in specific here, I'm just reading off of the game notes specifically, but it says here that if Namor has 15 stacks of Outrage, he can dash back and hold block for 1.2 seconds to instantly gain 1 bar of power and activate Imperius Rex. So with that, yeah, you get an instant stack of, or an instant bar of power. So if you're at 2 bars and you want to get to your third special attack, you can do that very, very fast, and his third special attack is just absolutely insane, just both in animation and just the damage output that thing has is absolutely nuts. Now, if you go to the full 30 stacks of Outrage, it is just like almost dumb, to be honest. You instantly gain 95% of his max power. That's not 95% of what you have left or 95% of what power you have. 95% of his bar, just in total, you will gain instantly. So you may only have a couple taps or a couple even like half a bar of power. That's what I'm going for here. You may only have just a sliver of power in your power bar, but if you activate Imperius Rex when you have 30 stacks, you will go to your special 3 instantly. You hit that thing, you get a whole bunch of damage out on these guys, and then if you do chain it correctly, you can just have like back-to-back third specials, which is absolutely nuts. Now, when you do activate Imperius Rex, there's also a little bit of a different effect to his power drain, or when you lose your power while using a special attack. Now, usually, with basically every other character in the game, when you use a certain amount of your power bar, it goes away immediately. However, with Imperius Rex, when you activate your power, when you activate your special attack, you only lose, or you lose 90% less of your power. So you're only losing 10% of what you normally would. So if you use a third special attack, you're only using 10% of your power bar. But the downside is it will start to drain immediately. It will not go away completely immediately, but it will slowly drain away. The upside is, if you're able to get in some heavy attacks and whatnot immediately after activating your third special, you can charge your power bar right back up to that third special very, very quickly. Just chain and your third special attacks, just basically rinse and repeat. Third special, heavy attack, third special, heavy attack, and you will just decimate any enemy that you come across. Like, I've had a couple battles that I've shown you guys in some earlier videos I have been like near death in some of these battles. Like, I've been trying to go on some harder battles or some harder fights, kind of like the one that you're watching just kind of in the background here. It is just a background fight. The guy that I'm fighting is a little out of my league, I will be completely honest here. But yeah, like, I am close to death. My opponent has like more than 50% health left. I hit that third special. They are either dead or they're down to like less than 10% health. Like, the damage output of his third special is absolutely nuts, and I think this character is going to be such an amazing addition to the roster. Like, on his own, like, at first, he's got some, like, he's not a bad champion, like, by any means, without Imperius Rex or Outrage or anything, but when he's got Imperius Rex, activated, he is like god tier, like beyond god tier. I think is Seaton. I think that's the highest tier that Seaton uses, is like a beyond god tier. He is just absolutely insane. Like, if you haven't seen any video on this guy when he's at like max stats and everything, go check it out. I may not be the best person, to be honest, for the specific stats of the game, but if you're into that kind of stuff, go watch some of the other content creator program videos. There's a lot that will go into the details of this guy. He is just absolutely nuts, and this Imperius Rex / Outrage ability combination is just absolutely nuts, because the Outrage on its own pretty much is just a bit of like a damage increase, but once you get enough and you activate that Imperius Rex, things just go nuts, and Namor becomes, if you do everything correctly, you hit your combos correctly, he just becomes like an unstoppable force, and he is just absolutely nuts. But I've been on rambling enough. I basically just wanted to touch on those two abilities specifically with this champion. I'm going to be doing and just a general stats overview video as well. May have gone out before this one, so if it is, go check that out if you're interested in checking out the rest of Namor's abilities. But as for this video about Imperius Rex and Outrage, that is going to be it. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.